Hello, everyone. I'm here with the one directly responsible for the mural, the man behind the can. Jamond Bullock, how you doing today, my friend?
Man, I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm blessed. Uh, it was extremely cold when I first started the project, and we've been getting a few warm days out there, So it's a blessing to be a part of this situation and feel comfortable.
Yeah. I have to ask, how long has it taken you so far to do this?
Yeah, so for the most part, just to get it up was about 7 days. So we're like on the last tail end of it. This is like day 8 8.2 I would say. And I haven't worked every day of the week due to the weather and the holidays, but it's mostly up. So right now I'm just kind of doing background work. So the stuff that you wouldn't really be able to see within the naked eye. So just adding those little fine-tuned details, polishing. I call it putting the icing on the cake. So I should be scheduled to be done with it within the next day that I work. So yeah.
Nice, nice. So I understand you're local to the Memphis area, correct?
Yeah, man. I'm born and raised here. Born and raised in Memphis. You know, what they say, the blues city, We got the blues going through our veins. But yeah, definitely honored to be a part of this project and, for Panini to reach out to a local artist to do a mural of, our rookie of the year. I feel like it was purposeful, for them to connect with the community here.
Yeah. And speaking of the community, what does Ja Morant do for the community?
Man, I think he's one of those people that we look at our city kind of being like an underdog city and him kind of being an underdog at one point. You know, Memphis is one of those places that easily gets forgotten and it has rich culture. And I think for him to be this player that is so explosive and he puts a spotlight on a city that was forgotten for a minute. Definitely a breath of fresh air, I would say.
Mhm. Yeah. So a lot of positive emotions, I can assume.
Yeah, people are receiving him well, man. We've been waiting for a moment for someone of his caliber to step on the court for the Grizzlies, and he's here. You know,
Yeah. So what was going through your head when you were painting this?
man. What my whole thing was, I was like, okay, if I can get this black and white sketch up, you know, hopefully it will be a great likeness of him, and hopefully he'll appreciate it. And hopefully, the people who are paying me for this panini, hopefully they're pleased, with my work. And initially, once I got that sketch up, I sent it to Jason of Panini, who reached out to me. He was just blown away. He was like, "Man, that's awesome! Oh man, it was just all positive feedback. Once I had that going, I was just like, I just kept the momentum going. So, the first night we sketched it out. I sketched it out, and the next day I started adding that color blast background, layers of color in that, you know. And then, the next day I started working on his skin tones, and then after that I started softening the um, the cloth on his clothing, and just been working on just making sure it has a feel of a jersey. So those textures are very important because he's got like these cloud textures in the background, and I was just like, hey, Jaws coming up here for this reveal. We need to make sure that these tattoos look right. We need to make sure it looks like him. and I want him to make sure. I want him to feel, appreciative of this moment. And he was just, when he got up there, he was like, man, everything looks right to me, man. He was like, I could tell this was from when my hair was much shorter, so he was like, he could tell, this was an earlier on photo. And he was just like, excited about the whole thing.
Yeah. I was just about to ask because I saw your recent Instagram video, of you panning of doing the actual thing. So Ja Morant did see it in person, right?
Yeah, yeah. So he saw it. We met up Monday. What was it? The 20th. We met up on the 20th. Uh, here on the site with like Panini's hired film crew and the Memphis Grizzlies media team, and we did like an interview and like a conversation of Ja basically responding. So he was honestly the first media that was reached out to. We wanted, well, not reached out to, but we wanted him to post it through his social media before any other media got attached to it. So he was here, man, and it was an honor to meet him in person. Definitely one of those things where we don't always get the chance to get our flowers while we're still living. And Panini presented him with something, a gift, to him, because he's a gift to us, a gift to the league and a gift to our city of Memphis.
Yeah. And what if imagine you're just a random citizen in Memphis, what do you want you and your fellow citizens to think when they see this mural?
I want them to say, you know what? For one, um, I think it's a great deal to say Memphis is like a majority black town, right? So it's a majority black town that you don't always see people of color in art spaces, and if you do, you don't necessarily see them in a museum. You can probably count on one hand, how many times you see someone of color in an art museum. Um, so for this project, it's a public art piece where it's bringing art outside the four walls of a space, and it's allowing people to say, "Hey, this guy looks like me," you know. Oh, he was an underdog, They may say, "Hey, I felt like an underdog my whole life, and this is an opportunity." It's like a symbolic moment, It's allowing people to say, "Hey, he was able to do it. I wonder if I could do it. I could chase my dream as well." You know, whether it be basketball, golf, becoming a doctor or whatever that you may want to do. I think, uh, it's important for people to dream and chase those dreams, and Ja is a symbol of that.
Yeah, I think he's a great example of just a symbol people can look to, especially now during the pandemic when everyone,
Yeah,
is in a tight bubble. Where does this rank among your favorite pieces you've ever done?
man, this is one of the top, man. Definitely one of those projects where I've done a lot of projects, man, and I'm blessed to do this job painting on walls for a living. It's kind of great. But I would just say, this is one of the top murals, man, because it's so engaging. The location is incredible. We're at a location where there's a line out the door, and people are lined up to grab some food from Slim and Huskies, which is also a black-owned. It's a black-owned establishment, man. You don't really see many black-owned establishments in this town where they own the building and the business. They own the land that they're on. They're setting a trend here with that. And when it comes to the location, you know, you get people waiting in line for food, and while they're waiting, they can snap a picture with Ja Morant. So it's a great moment, man. You know, it's a great partnership,
Yeah, it's beautiful both
and
visually.
yeah,
Yeah, sorry, it's beautiful both visually and the meaning behind it. Like you said, it's a symbol of hope to the people. But
yeah.
what do you want people outside of Memphis, so the rest of the nation, what do you want them to know about Memphis?
Um, I want people to say, you know, Memphis is still a cool place. You know, it's definitely it's more than just barbecue here and blues. You know, and I think with this project, this is definitely a statement about that. You know, a lot of times people think of the old times, but you know, what what was once old can be restored and new again. And I think like Ja brings that newness to our city, and it's a great opportunity to be seen if you come here.
Yeah. And is there any message you'd like to send to everyone else out there in Memphis?
I would just say, you know, if you're in Memphis and you're a dreamer, you know, keep dreaming, but figure out ways that you can execute. You know, work on consistency. My pastor said this recently: work on that follow through. You know, if you're a dreamer, you know, there's nothing wrong with having these uh, outstanding dreams that don't seem like they're believable or attainable. But I would say you only live once, and anything is possible.
Yep. I heard the man. Use that follow through, whether your jaw on the basketball court or in
Yeah,
any other fashion. The man
yeah,
behind the can, thank you for taking the time with me. Go check out the mural. It is at Slayman Huskies Pizza in downtown Memphis, a mile down from the FedEx Forum, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah,
Nice. So thank you for taking the time with me. Beautiful. I got to see it, the finished pieces. Was everything done?
yeah. Well, man, the finished piece. Hey, we're about 24 hours away from that. But I would just say, you know, feel free to check out more of my work at Alive Paint on Instagram.
Dope, dope. All right. Thank you for your time. I'll let you get back to work.
All right, thank you, man. Have a
Thank you.
great one.
You too. Bye bye.